Hey guys, it's Trav. This video I'm putting up quick and dirty. This is a review and kind of a show off of the DigitNow HD video recorder. My wife picked this up from online, and it's kind of on the cheaper end of video recorders. But for my purposes, I mean it's doing everything I need it to do. So basically, the footage that you're seeing now, this is a test of the CVBS or composite input. I hooked the N64 up directly to it. I was going to record some like original NES or SNES, but the way my setup is, it would have taken more time, and I wasn't able to test them out. I'm probably going to do so sometime in the future. But this is actual N64 hardware, and I can't really tell a difference from the way I've been doing it. But you know, once I get it rendered and finished and uploaded to YouTube, I'll be able to get a you know, more of an idea of how it's really looking. With composite and these old consoles, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to get much better picture out of this unless you have like a modded console with HDMI or some kind of component input. You know, unless you use an emulator, which there's pros and cons to that. So that was, yeah, this was N64 hardware, composite test. Alright, now we have the component test. This is the original Xbox I put Shaolin Monks in. I had done a recording of this previously, and it hadn't worked out like I wanted it to, and I will talk about that at the end. But yeah, the original Xbox, it has, you know, for the time, it had pretty decent graphics, and you know, here I am playing the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 2. I probably should have chose a more appropriate original Xbox title. But I don't know, something made me feel like playing some MK2. And yeah, you can hook the original Xbox up with composite, but component just, you know, component looks a lot better for the original Xbox, so I really wanted to go that route. And so yeah, the device that I'm recording everything on, it's made by DigitNow. It's HD video recorder. It was purchased online from Walmart.com for, I think it was around 70 or 75 bucks. So on the low end of, you know, video capture, but for people that are working on, you know, people working with a budget, it seems like it's ideal. Everything I've tested it with has worked. It was advertised as having a mic input. It does not. I'm doing this. This is like a narration after everything has been recorded. So if you're wanting to do your own YouTube channel, you play or long plays or whatever, this would be good for recording the video footage, and then you would have to either go back and add narration, or well, what I generally do is take a laptop and record audio as I'm playing, and then later on take the audio file and just merge it with the video file. Main issue with that is sometimes you have differences in like the sound length and stuff, which can be fixed with Audacity, or I think that's the name of it, Audacity. Any kind of sound editor, you could probably fix it. Get it on the free. Yeah, I'm just kind of messing around here. It's like I'm halfway trying, but at the same time I'm trying to get it recorded. I would have done, you know, I would have recorded more games, but I was kind of excited to get the part in, and so I was kind of rushing a bit. I wanted to basically, you know, like throw this together to show some of my friends and say, you know, hey, what do you think? And if they were thinking about purchasing something similar, I was going to either recommend or not recommend from my, you know, from this review. Just wanted this to kind of show it off. So far, everything has done extremely well, especially for the price. The only thing is the HDMI port. If you're, you know, okay. Well, it's a good thing I started talking about this when this popped up. So this is the HDMI test for the Xbox 360. I'm playing some Saints Row 2. I'm just kind of messing around. The HDMI port on the device, it's really good. I mean, you can't mess up HDMI. You know, you just can't. It's just put together really well. So it feels nice. It's snug. It's tight. Now the composite and component inputs, you know, as well as the audio inputs, they are very cheaply made, and the way I don't know how to describe it, but the way the wrapping, the internal wrapping, the shell, the wire conductors, it's almost like they only put a quarter of the area that they needed to put in. It's like a cost-cutting measure. So when you're putting the video and audio jacks in, you have to make sure they're going in straight, otherwise they're going to go in at an angle. And which I thought was kind of odd. At first I thought, you know, I had damaged something, but then I looked, and it's just the way it's set up. So if you do decide to get this, make sure when you put the audio and video cables in, component or composite, you have to guide them in and make sure they stay centered, because it will not do that for you. And really, that's my only complaint. Well, you know, I think a mic jack on this would have been great. There is no mic jack, and it was also advertised as it was advertised as giving you the multiple choices of video outputs, and it only records to MP4, low file size, and pretty, good quality for what it is. But it was advertised as being able to record to AVI, and what it is there's software that comes with a device that it gives you it's like a conversion program. So yes, you have the ability to turn the MP4 video into whatever file you want, which of course there's freeware file converters that you can get online. So it's kind of like to me it's false advertising, because you can't choose which output on the box. You have to use a converter. But so take for example people that are well, actually I think the newer versions of Movie Maker, the Windows Movie Maker, I think they actually support MP4. But if you're hanging there, doing it old school, Windows XP Movie Maker, you're gonna need a program to convert video to WMV before you start doing your editing, which in that case I highly suggest using I think it's called VSDC or it's VSDC Video Editor, and basically you can it uses multiple file types. It supports multiple file types, so I would recommend throwing in whatever files you have and putting all the video file together, saving it as a WMV in highest quality, and then sticking it in Windows Movie Maker and editing it from there. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, just because the editing on the Windows Movie Maker is just, it's so quick and easy, and I love it, as opposed to other video editors, which maybe if I played around with VSDC more I could get used to the way it cuts stuff, but it just seems counterintuitive. I don't know, it's just me. I'm old school. It takes me a while to adapt to change. So now I had played Saints Row 2 before, not the entire game, but I use it as kind of like a test video game, and I'm really I'm really excited to be to compare it to my old Saints Row 2 recordings, because I could just tell it's going to look a lot better. So my daughter is looking at me like you're talking to yourself. Yeah, I really wanted to get this edited and uploaded, just so I can show people and see what they think. And I'm not going to list everybody individually, but if you're one of the people that I share my videos with, then thank you for watching. And I really I want your input. I want to know what you think, and I appreciate you watching. And big props to my wife for getting this for me. I've been asking for it for a while, and I was looking at another model which was somewhere in the $120 range, and that's money we could have used elsewhere. And then I found this, and $75. I was like, okay, that's much more, much more of a doable thing. she was happier with that price range too. So big props to her. I owe her big time. So yeah, definitely a lot of games. There's a lot of games that she wants to play as well on the 360. So we'll definitely be doing that, which I was going to do anyway, but now we can make it look, a lot better.
Any last words?
The file sizes excuse me. The file sizes I was using.
Sorry, didn't catch that.
For the other videos, they were averaging. I'm trying to think. They were averaging about 1 gig per 2 hours of footage, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it seems like these video files, I don't think they're going to be quite as large file size wise, but the video, I mean, you're getting a straight input, so the video quality is going to be hopefully noticeably improved, and a lower file size, so it's going to help with uploading. And my original process for getting the video footage, actually it was a 3-step process, so I was losing quality, and it was taking a lot of time to rip everything. With this, I stick in a flash drive. I've got a 16 gigabyte flash drive. I might try to find like a 32 gigabyte or maybe higher, which I don't think I would need that on one run. I would hope not, unless we're playing Skyrim or something. But yeah, I just stick the flash drive in. I record. Once I'm done, there's a record button on top. You hit it once to turn it on. There's the recording light. Once you're done, you hit the button again, and like you gotta hold it down, and then it turns off. And then you just, after it's done recording, you take your flash drive out, stick it in your computer, and you have your MP4 file.
We have to make you understand that some of the best music comes from the UK.
I still remember being a kid and hooking up. We used to hook our consoles up to the VCR and record with tape, and we would run in audio feeds from the stereo into like one of the audio inputs, and so we would play music on while we're listening to the game, but it would be recorded. And I wish I could upload some of that, but the music is front and center, and with all the copyright stuff on YouTube, they probably wouldn't be a good idea. So I have burned. I found one surviving VHS tape from my childhood where we were doing that, and I did burn it to DVD, and I need to show some of my friends that, because I think they would get a kick out of that. And again, right here, nothing special. I'm just kind of, I finished the mission, so I'm going to one of my cribs, and I'm just going to save the game. I figured I'd drive there and kind of show off some of the city, and maybe get a little bit more recording. I'm a big fan of GTA and Saints Row. Saints Row 1 and 2. 2's probably one of my favorite games of all time. 3 and 4, while I don't particularly I don't like them as much as Saints Row 2, they're still fun to play, and a lot of craziness type stuff you can do. So hopefully sometime in the future, there's a number of games that I want to play through myself, and my friends have said they have offered, you know, that they have talked about games, and so we're trying to get them together. This will make it easier because I can actually just, you know, take this to somebody's house. Excuse me. I can just take it to somebody's house and hook it up there and record, and there you go. You know, don't have to travel around. Of course, still have to have the games and stuff, but it's a lot simpler. Okay, so that's the end of the Xbox 360 test. The last part of the video, I'm going to show you what happens. I originally thought the device was broke, but I had the red audio and the red video cable switched. I don't know how that happened, because usually I'm the one hooking up stuff for everybody else. I guess I was so excited that I just wasn't paying attention and got them mixed up. So yeah, I thought there was a short in the component input. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's grainy and like you don't see the red. But yeah, that was my mistake. And actually, I talked to the company and they were going to give me a free replacement, but that was unnecessary. And I've run out of time on the video. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think of the quality.